Maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. To our scholar graduates, teachers and school administrators, parents and guardians, relatives and friends, to all our guests joining us here today, good afternoon po. It's a real pleasure and a privilege for me to be part of your virtual graduation ceremony. I know this is not how you imagined graduation day to be. We all wish that you could celebrate in person, all together with your batchmates and friends, teachers and family. But since we cannot do that, we're all gathered here together virtually and know that we are here all together in spirit, celebrating with you and celebrating you. You've made it. You earned this. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to congratulate all of you, Batch 2020 ALPAS. True to your name, you've set yourself free. Free from challenges of high school and of Pisay, no less. And you're on your way, embarking on the next step of your journeys, and we are here to celebrate that and to send you off. It's truly been an unprecedented year, a year full of firsts, full of challenges, and full of uncertainties. I don't have all the answers. Truth is, no one does. But I thought in this occasion, it will be apt to share with you 3 big things that I learned this year that you may take with you, may guide you as we grapple through this together in the coming months and years ahead. These 3 things that I'm going to share with you today were true even before the pandemic. But in normal times, we tend to ignore them, downplay them, or even deny them. This year, these truths become hard to deny, and we must confront them. And I invite you today to do that, to do just that, and to be open to the challenges and the opportunities that they bring. The first truth is that the future is unknown. No one knows what tomorrow, the next day, the next month, the next year will bring. This has always been true, but we sort of pretended that we knew where the world is going and we can imagine the future based on what we know today. The pandemic has showed us that the truth is we really don't know. And there are opinions, there are ideas, there are informed guesses, and it's good for us to think about this, to learn about this, to plan for the future. But we must not forget the very fundamental truth that in the end, the future remains always and forever unknown. What this means to confront this means actually gaining a kind of freedom. A kind of freedom to be a beginner. What the pandemic is confronting us with is that In fact, we are all beginners. You will soon join the university as a beginner, as a fresh men and fresh women. And it's a good place to be. You'll be open to new experiences, new knowledge, new horizons. And what makes it especially interesting this year is that you will find that everyone you meet are beginners too. Even your most seasoned professors and teachers. I'll be teaching physics this semester. And for the first time, we all have to reimagine, reinvent what learning and teaching will be this year. So it's an invitation for you all to be part of creating, co-creating this experience. It's no longer an excuse that you're just a freshman. In fact, by your being there, you are part of this reimagination, recreation of what your own education will be. And I invite you to take on that responsibility, to take on that opportunity to shape your own journeys as fellow beginners with your batchmates, with your ates and kuyas, upperclassmen, with your instructors, with your professors and advisors. Because we're all beginners here together. So that's the first thing. It's scary at first, but it also opens up a new kind of freedom and opportunity. The second thing I want to share, has a similar flavor of truth. And that is that this pandemic has shown us in such a literal sense that we are all connected, that what I do matters, what you do matters, makes an impact to everyone else, everyone I meet, and everyone they meet, and everyone, and so on and so forth. And eventually it matters to the whole city, the whole province, the whole country, and the whole world. The very literal sense. And again, this is true even before the pandemic, but today we are confronted with it every day, every time we go out the door of our homes. And so, again, we are invited to confront this reality, to embrace it, and to take on this responsibility. On the other side of it, of course, is the realization that not one of you is insignificant. That every single one of you, regardless of what you did in high school, which rank you ended up with, what course you will pursue, that each and every one of you, each and every one of us here today matters. And it cannot be denied, can no longer be denied, can no longer hide in our supposed insignificance. And again, this is an invitation to embrace that and to make the most of it in your next years, in your next adventure. Be the best you can be because you matter. The third thing I wanted to leave you with is, again, something that has always been true, that we, your teachers and mentors, have known for a long time. But with this pandemic, now everyone, the whole society, cannot deny the truth that science matters, that science and technology is the way out of this pandemic that we're in. Scientists are working around the clock, developing and testing vaccines and therapies. We understand through science how the virus spreads, and we are learning more and more each day. This is the scientific method, the scientific process that we all learn and are trained to do. And all of you scholar graduates are on your way to be trained even further in the fields that you have chosen, be it physics, be it biology, be it agricultural technology. You're all on your way to becoming part of this community of scientists, of superheroes, really, that we'll need to build and reimagine the world as we go through the challenges of this pandemic and beyond, build a post-COVID world. And so that gives me hope and fills me with gratitude that you all are going to be contributing to that reality. Again, this presents you a challenge, a responsibility, also a great opportunity to be part of reimagining and creating something new, something that maybe none of us would have imagined. And I for one look forward to that. So these three things I leave you with. First, the future is unknown, but we are all beginners here, and you can co-create the future for yourself and for others. Second, that we are all connected and all interdependent, and that means that you matter and what you do matters. And third, that as scientists, we matter even in a different, more meaningful way. And again, you are invited to take on that responsibility and make the most of the opportunity to reimagine and recreate the world and build the future that we will all take part of in 2020 and the years to come. Again, big congratulations to each and every one of you, Batch 2020. I look forward to the day our paths will cross again, may it be virtually or in person. Daghang salamat, and until we see each other again.